Well, today's show is presented by Middle Tennessee Electric. Our friends at MTE, from the classroom to the living room, are proud to partner with local schools and families to inspire the next generation. Putting it all on the line and serving our community for 90 years. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. Hope you're enjoying the day. I'm trying to, there we go, make everything work here on this end. James Price of the Better Business Bureau is here. I'm going to talk to James about why I maybe seem a bit flustered today. James, good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
How are you?
Good. Sounds like you have
Well,
something that you need to go to get across.
Yeah. You're going to kind of be my counselor today. I'm not sure what happened a couple of days ago, but I do know that it is the most annoying thing. So I'm getting, I don't know, probably 10 phone calls a day. I'm getting at least that many texts, if not more. And here's an example of one that I received this morning. Hi, Emma. Hi, Emma here from Nexus AT. I'm sending you an updated quote to ship your vehicle. We have trucks on that route regularly. What is going on here?
It's amazing what these scammers come up with. And a lot of times, what's happening is they're really fishing for more information from you.
Yeah.
Another one that came out recently is people are just starting to get shipments of merchandise to their house that they didn't ask for, they didn't order. And you're going like, why am I getting this? And one of the things is if a business can show that they've shipped you something to your address, then what they can do is they can go in and they can do a legitimate review of their business to a certified purchaser of their product because they ship something to you. Now, it may not even be of anything of value.
Mm-hmm.
And we've even heard people getting boxes of trash. And it's like, why? I don't get this. Why are people doing this? And so there's got to be some kind of way that they're monetizing it overall. But for the most part, you're kind of like me, is I'm not going to respond to this. So why am I even getting these things?
Yeah, and the thing is, most of them say, "Hi, Alyssa." So someone, I don't know, my information is somewhere out there as this is Alyssa's phone number because they personalize it with that. I did some poor scammer, I say sarcastically. Actually, I answered the phone one time, and I answered with, "I have never asked for nor want a 2017 Dodge Caravan. Please stop calling me. Get a real job, scammer." And their response was, "So sorry, sir. Didn't mean to disturb you." And that was it. But
they keep coming.
They keep coming. And I can't make it stop. And it is, and it's, the problem is these are phone calls that are breaking through the scam thing somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So
some of these, they're fishing for information. So if they send you something that you might want to reply to, good, bad, ugly, or whatever, hey, I haven't ordered this vehicle. Well, now they know they actually have a good number. So now they can start trying to scam you a different way, coming from a different number. I had a business reach out to me today that says, I've got people call me wanting to book my services and they want to have a Zoom call with me. Well, there's no way I can get in touch with them. They're just saying I want to have this Zoom call, but they don't have any way to kind of connect us. And they've replied and said, well, yeah, let's set something up. Well, you could have replied and said, I'm not interested. Either way, they now know that they have a legitimate number that somebody owns. And so now what they can do is they can turn around and try to scam you with something else and just keep coming after you. And this kind of goes back to one of the things that are on our red flags is don't respond to emails or text messages or possibly even answer the phone if you don't recognize the number that's calling you. Now, I know that some businesses out there, they don't want to restrict the numbers that are coming to their phone because it could be a new customer for them.
Well, right. I mean, and this was a 615 number that came in when I answered. And so I'm thinking this is somebody calling me about something. So that's why it was an answer for me. But now they know that that's a real number, I guess.
I've had three calls this morning, and occasionally what I'll do is I'll call them back. And a lot of times when I call the numbers back, it's you get this number's been disconnected or no longer in service.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is that number was assigned to somebody at some point in time. And one of the things that scammers love to do is they love to find a phone number of a legitimate business or government organization that is not being used anymore. So when they make the phone call or when they ghost the number that's coming in, they can actually, it actually looks like it's coming from a legitimate business or government agency. And when they do that, you think it's actually coming from a legitimate company or organization, and really it's not. And if you turn around and call the number back, you don't get anything. I've actually had calls come in from like people's names, and you're going, oh, that name looks like it's a really name, a really good name.
Mm-hmm.
I've had things coming in from different cities, different businesses. I'm looking here at my call log to see if, there's a few that jump out at me, but they're like all over the place.
Yeah. It's gotten really bad. And, my phone, I mean, you can do a lot of things to have it, kind of go through the spam for you, if you will, or show that it's possible spam. But these are I don't know if it's a new tactic that the phone companies just haven't caught up to or what, but this is definitely spam that has gotten through on me. And it's just been the last couple of weeks, but man, they are relentless. I mean, it's like every single day.
So here's an example of one that I've got. I got a call in from Dell Computer,
Hmm.
and it didn't come in as a scam call. And when I called the number back, that number's no longer in service. Well, that number might have belonged to Dell at one time. And so when it goes through the whole phone system, the phone system is going to go, oh, this was the number to Dell Computer. We don't have to mark it as potential scam because it's from a legitimate company.
I see.
So what they're doing is they're ghosting a number so that you think it's coming from a legitimate business. And I'll answer these a lot of times just to kind of see if it's a real person or a scam, so I can come back like to this show and say, well, no, it's still going on out there. And so these are just kind of red flags. We talked about, our topic here today was slow down, be aware, and watch out for red flags that scammers put out there. And so when you're one of the other red flags we have on here is, don't reply to messages, don't answer the phone. And again, for a business that wants new business, that's a hard road to cross.
Yeah. Or like for me, sometimes I've got a support call out. Well, I have no idea what number is going to come back with that support call for, equipment, or I'm trying to call one of our satellite networks or whatever it might be, a number I have no clue where they're coming from. So it is really hard, especially if you use your phone for business like that.
There are a lot of businesses out there, and just people in general now, that are using one of those programs where if you call them, it'll say, hey, tell us your name and what this is about, and we'll see if this person's available.
Yeah.
And so if they can see they're screening the calls before they answer the call. And so there's a lot of people going to that method just to stop. Because the other part about it is if you're out on a job and you're working that kind of stuff and the phone rings and it's a scammer, now you've stopped the job you're on and you've lost time. And you're going, I can't believe I got pulled away from this again on one of these scams. And sometimes they'll call and they'll just hang up on you. And if they're calling and hanging up on you, one of the things they might be doing is using your number to ghost somebody else. So hypothetically, if they call up and they, let's just say they call McDonald's and hang up after you answer the phone, they can use a series of keys and call somebody else. Now that call looks like it's coming from McDonald's.
Wow.
And you don't know the difference until you pick up the phone and you go, oh, this is a scammer. You're not McDonald's. And it works that way with a lot of different companies. A lot of the scammers too, what they'll do is they'll use that method and they'll use somebody's fax line, because when the fax picks up, they can still do it and they don't have to worry about connecting with somebody.
It's always something, James. What other red flags do you have here for us as we, just slow down, be aware, look for these, let this be like a trigger in your mind to say, hey, maybe I need to take a pause here or take a beat before answering this call or answering this text or email.
Yeah. I mean, the first one is if an offer seems too good to be true, it probably is. And I get calls all the time where people are calling me up and say, hey, I just got a call from this company that says they're going to send me something that's, 80% off.
No.
And I'm going, no. And the other thing too is you can turn around and call them back on the number they called you on. And if it goes to a number that's been disconnected, now you had a scammer because it doesn't go back to their number.
Yeah. Just say, well, let me just call you right back.
Yeah. If you're really interested, and then again, while you're calling them back, get on BBB.org, and the first thing you want to do is say, well, okay, what's the name of your business? And if you start asking questions about what's the name of the business or where are you located, and that kind of, a lot of times they just hang up.
Yeah.
They want easy bait along the way. And this is really big in these people that are calling for Medicare or Medicaid fraud. Or, one of these scammers today told me, says, well, this is just a telemarketing call. I'm not a scammer. Well, how do I know the difference between the two?
Exactly.
Boy,
telemarketing has to be a tough business to be in right now.
Or a really lucrative one if you're a scammer.
Well, true. Yeah.
So just remember, so if it's too good to be true, online marketplace scams, employment scams, and investment scams, those are the top three if it's too good to be true. The employment scams can really hurt you because what happens is they end up, taking your information and then they can use that against you a different way. Second red flag, if you're being pressured to make a quick decision, it has immediate offer or deadline, there's a possibility of like some of the big ones there are home improvement scams, and then romance scams. They pretend to be your perfect match and they shower you with affection, and then they want you to send them money. So be careful that don't ever send money to people you've never met. That's just dumb.
You couldn't have said it any better.
Number three, a scammer pretends to be an authority figure and offers unsolicited help with a problem. Some of these big ones are government grants, bank impersonation, and tech support. And, if a tech support scam, if something pops up on your computer warning you about a computer issue, that's a tech problem. The other part is that a lot of people, they see these things that pop up and it's supposed to be a tech support scam. And it says, yeah, your computer's been affected. Well, a lot of times if you just shut that down and turn your computer off and then turn it back on, that warning goes away because it's only right there in your cache at the minute. And so just really be careful that if it comes back up and it's still giving you a problem, then you need to go find somebody who does tech support. I would consider going locally, going on BBB.org, look for IT solutions, and you can find accredited businesses who do that kind of thing here in Murfreesboro, who can support you. And if they're BBB accredited, then we've already checked them out. Fourth red flag is you're asked to send money before you receive a product or service. Don't ever do that. Home improvement scams, those with a knock on the door, such house painting, don't ever do upfront payment. Don't do cash only payments. Be careful about high pressure sales tactics. Handshake deals without a contract. All those are just, you're just asking for trouble. Puppy scams. We've been over this before. Puppy scams are one of the biggest ones that people go after because they're just so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then rental scams. I had one of those a couple of years ago when we were helping somebody find a rental property, and they had the property, and we went by the property. And as we drove up, there was people coming out of the house and said, "Oh, you guys are people renting the house?" They said, "No, we live here."
No.
And I'm going, "Well, your house has been listed on the web as a house that's for rent, and scammers are trying to, get people to pay them money." And you could just see the look on their face going like, "Oh my God."
Can't believe this happened.
So other red flags to look out after, they insist you pay by gift cards or money order or digital payments. These are things that can't be traced or refunded. Don't do it. They tell you not to talk to other people who could help you determine the situation is a scam. A lot of the ones will do that where they'll say, don't talk to any other people. Go into Walmart and get this gift card and come back out. If somebody asks you what you want it for, don't tell them. Just say it's for something personal or it's none of your business. Or if you go in there and they ask you to get a money order, the good retailers, when you go and you ask for a money order, they'll start asking you, what are you using this for? And if you can't tell them or you don't want to tell them, then you might be dealing with a scammer on the other end. And then someone you've never met in real life proactively builds a connection with you on social media. First, they want to be your friend, but then it turns into a scammer. You can get a whole lot more of these on bbb.org. Main thing is to stay calm, don't reply directly, get help, never pay over the phone, don't allow people access to your computer.
Yeah.
Go to BBB Scam Tracker and report anything to bbb.org.
And don't do the things that Brian did with this thing that he was so mad about and answer the phone. But, hey, it happened and I'm still paying for it. But, that's just... It's all part of it. James, this was, it's always fun, and you made me feel a little bit better today about all of this, and we'll just get through until the next scam starts, I guess, right?
There you go. Have a great day.
You too. James Price with the Better Business Bureau, our guest. And if you missed any part of the program, we'll have the podcast. It'll be up shortly at WGNSradio.com. That's it for us. For James Price, I'm Brian Barrett. And until next time, take care out there.